My beloved child, heaven is stirring again. A rare door, one that opens only when the earth is shifting beneath unseen realms, has been unlocked. Archangel Michael has stepped forward, his presence like a sword of light breaking through a storm, and he is whispering one message. Only a few will notice, and you were chosen to read this. Listen closely. When a heavenly door opens, it never opens without reason. It is a sign wrapped inside destiny, hidden in plain sight, waiting for the one whose spirit has been trembling with questions. You may not even realize it yet, but something around you has been changing. Your atmosphere, your emotions, the strange restlessness that keeps coming and going, the sense that something is off, yet something else is calling you forward. Michael wants you to understand, this is not coincidence. This is alignment. A rare door means a rare moment, and a rare moment means a rare calling. He says that recently, the spiritual traffic around your life has increased. You have felt it as sudden heaviness one day and unusual clarity the next. You have seen repeating numbers, unexpected dreams, or small disruptions in your routine that made you pause. You've been sensing something unseen, watching, guiding, protecting, shifting. This is because heaven is repositioning you. Not forcing, not pushing, repositioning. And heaven only does that when something is near. Michael shows me a vision. A long hallway of doors, most closed, many silent, some sealed. But one, only one, glows with a faint gold outline. People walk past it every day. They don't see it. They don't feel it. They don't notice the air change around it. But you stopped. Your spirit recognized a frequency your mind couldn't explain. Your heart vibrated, even if just for a second. And that's why this message found you. Heaven's rare door isn't opened by effort. It is opened by readiness. And you, yes, you, have finally reached the moment where your spirit is ready to receive what your life has been preparing you for. But hear this carefully, the opening of a door doesn't reveal everything at once. First comes the invitation. Then comes the awareness. And then comes the revealing. Right now, you are standing in the invitation. This message is the awareness. And the revealing. Michael says it is already forming behind the scenes. There is something God has been aligning for you. An answer, a breakthrough, a release, a redirection, a confrontation with truth, or a sudden turn in your story. Something that will make sense of what has been confusing. Something that will break open what has been stuck. Something that will remove what has been draining your spirit quietly. But here is what most people miss. When heaven opens a door, darkness tries to create noise. Small frustrations rise. Random distractions appear. Old emotions resurface. Sudden doubts whisper. Why? Because if you are kept busy, overwhelmed, or emotionally off balance, you won't notice the door. But you did. Even if you weren't sure. Even if it felt like a tiny nudge. Even if it felt like nothing. You still felt something. And that alone separates you from the many who walk past it without ever turning their head. Michael is guarding this door. He is standing beside it with that familiar shield of fierce light, and he is speaking with urgency. Tell them not to overlook this moment. Tell them heaven is aligning something that must not be missed. And child, this is where it gets deeper. Michael says someone has been praying for clarity. Someone has been asking for direction. Someone has been pleading, give me a sign if I'm supposed to move forward. That someone is you. This is the sign. But only those whose spirits are awake will recognize it. Something is about to emerge. Something connected to timing, truth, and transformation. But if you turn away too quickly, You may misinterpret the shift as confusion instead of calling. So pause. Breathe. Stay present. Heaven is working with precision. There is more to be revealed, and trust me, what comes next will speak directly into the situation you've been wrestling with silently. Before you drift away, hold on, the next unveiling is going to shake your perspective in the best way. Type "I see the door" in the comments if this is awakening your spirit. Blessing Code 144 is now released. Dearest heart, the moment you stepped into this message, something in the unseen realm shifted again. Archangel Michael moves with intention, never with randomness, and right now he is drawing your spirit toward a truth that many overlook simply because it feels too subtle, too soft, too easy to dismiss. But heaven often hides its greatest movements in quiet signals, not thunder. What you are feeling around you, those gentle inner pushes, those sudden pauses in your spirit, are not imagination. They are indicators that the rare door opening over your life is widening, even if only by inches. Michael wants you to understand that heaven rarely forces revelation. It invites you deeper, layer by layer, moment by moment, until what has been veiled becomes impossible to ignore. He is showing me an image of you standing still, not physically, but spiritually. Around you, the atmosphere is humming. It is like the air carries a message waiting to be decoded. This rarely happens unless a person is on the verge of stepping into a season that separates them from the collective and pulls them into a path only a few dare to walk. When heaven opens a rare door, it is not merely an opportunity. It is a transition point where one chapter releases its hold and a new one quietly demands entrance. You have felt this in the form of restlessness, the sense that something is ending, even if nothing external has changed yet. You have felt it in the form of curiosity, wondering why certain thoughts keep returning, why certain memories resurface, why certain questions suddenly feel heavier than usual. Michael is revealing that this is spiritual preparation. Rare heavenly doors never open without preparation. Your spirit has been stretched, challenged, shaken, and tested not to weaken you, but to awaken an inner readiness that only emerges under pressure. Think about the last few weeks. Sudden emotional spikes, unexpected conversations, strange coincidences, the feeling that time is moving differently. All of this has been heaven nudging you into alignment with what is coming. Nothing was random. Not one feeling. Not one encounter. Not one disruption. Every detail, even the uncomfortable ones, served to adjust your spiritual posture. There is something powerful happening behind the scenes. Michael says the rare door over your life does not just lead to blessing. It leads to awakening. It leads to a clarity that will not only shift your decisions, but also expose what has been hidden in the areas where confusion has lingered. Someone near you has not been showing their full intentions. There has been a cloud over your discernment, making certain people appear trustworthy when they were meant only to be temporary. The opening of this door will make you see things as they truly are, not as they pretend to be. And this clarity will protect you from walking into cycles that heaven is trying to break. Michael is sharpening your awareness. He is tuning your spirit away from noise and into direction. And direction is exactly what heaven is preparing to give you. He shows me that something is about to be revealed that will require your full attention. A piece of information, a shift in someone's behavior, a sudden opportunity, a message delivered at the right moment. This revelation is connected to your next step, and heaven wants you to see it clearly when it arrives. This is why the rare door matters. It is not simply a symbol. It is a signal that you are entering a spiritually heightened environment where you must pay attention to the small clues, the subtle pulls, the faint whispers that many ignore. Do not be discouraged by the slowness of this moment. Slowness is not stagnation. Slowness is the pace of precision. Heaven is aligning multiple details at once. Your emotions, your timing, your relationships, your expectations. Think of a lock with several tumblers. They all have to align before the key turns. That is what heaven is doing for you right now. Every inner shift, every outer change, every spiritual nudge is aligning into a moment that will open your understanding in a way that feels sudden, even though heaven has been preparing you for it all along. Michael is also emphasizing this. Stop doubting your sensitivity. You are more intuitive than you give yourself credit for. The signs you noticed, the impressions you dismissed, the moments you felt something was off or right, those were real. Heaven speaks through intuition more often than through miracles. And your intuition has been activated because the rare door demands it. Only those who are awake in their spirit can walk through what heaven is revealing. There is a reason you are reading this message right now. A reason your spirit responded. A reason your attention locked into this moment. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not missing anything. You are being positioned. Heaven is not asking you to run ahead. Heaven is asking you to stay aware. Because the next revelation will not shout. It will whisper. But that whisper will shift everything. Before you move on, take one breath in and acknowledge how your spirit feels right now. That sensation, whether it is warmth, pressure, peace, or curiosity, is the confirmation that heaven is drawing you into deeper unveiling. And trust me, what is coming next will illuminate the exact reason this rare door opened for you. Hold on. What unfolds in the next message will open another layer of what Michael has been trying to show you. Type "I walk through" in the comments if this is speaking to your spirit. Blessing code 229 is now released. Beloved soul, the air around you is shifting again, and Archangel Michael is stepping closer than before. His presence feels heavier now, not in a burdensome way, but in the way truth feels when it is about to expose what has been hiding near you for far too long. Heaven does not release this level of intensity unless something significant is approaching your life. This rare door that has opened is not simply a blessing. It is an unveiling, a spiritual lens that will make things clear enough that you will no longer be able to deny what your spirit already knew. Michael is guiding you into a moment that carries consequence, protection, and divine direction, all woven into one revelation. You have likely felt this tightening in your spirit recently. You may have noticed that your patience has shortened with certain people. You may have noticed that the things you once tolerated now feel unacceptable. This is not frustration. It is spiritual maturity forming under the surface. Heaven is preparing you to see truth without attachment, without denial, without the emotional fog that once clouded your vision. The rare door demands clarity, and clarity often comes with a cost. Michael wants you to understand that when heaven reveals truth, it does not do so to harm you. It does so to free you. Something in your environment, something in a connection, or something in your routine has been draining your spirit. You felt it, but you couldn't name it. You sensed it, but it wasn't concrete enough to act on. That is why this door has opened, to illuminate what your intuition has been whispering all along. Michael is showing me light pouring into a dim room. At first, your eyes struggle to adjust. That is where you are now. Your spirit is adjusting to something brighter, something clearer, something you were not ready to see before. This light is going to reveal the intention behind someone's behavior. It may show you why someone grew distant. It may show you why someone drew closer. It may show you why certain things stopped working or why certain new possibilities suddenly appeared. Heaven is arranging the pieces, and the revelation will not pass you by. It will land directly in your awareness with such precision that you will know instantly that it is from God. There is also a shift happening internally within you. You have changed. You may not fully realize it, but the person you were even 1 month ago is no longer here. You have become more discerning. Your spirit reacts faster. Your inner alarm system is louder. Your peace has become more important to you than unnecessary attachments. This is a sign that heaven has been elevating your frequency. When your frequency rises, what is not aligned with your next season becomes uncomfortable to carry. This discomfort is not punishment. It is preparation. Heaven is preparing you for a path that requires lighter emotional baggage, clearer boundaries, and stronger spiritual perception. Michael says your sensitivity has increased, not to make you fragile, but to make you aware. You may have noticed waves of emotion coming out of nowhere. You may have experienced moments of silence where your mind strangely quieted. You may have had days when you woke up feeling watched over, accompanied, or guided. These are signs that the veil around this red door is thinning. Heaven is drawing you into a moment where you will see, feel, and understand something crucial about your next step. And this step is not small. It affects your direction, your relationships, your decisions, and your entire upcoming season. What is coming will not be loud. It will not be dramatic. It will be a simple piece of truth that lands with the force of revelation. One sentence, one moment, one shift, one realization, and it will make you see that heaven has been preparing you for this exact understanding for a long time. Michael wants you to be ready, not fearful. He wants you to remain steady, not reactive. He wants you to stay spiritually awake because the next movement of heaven in your life will require recognition, not hesitation. There is also a release forming. Something that has held on to you for too long is loosening. It may be a person, a pattern, an emotion, or a memory that has had power over your decisions. Heaven is breaking its influence. You will feel this release soon, like a breath leaving your chest or a weight lifting off your shoulders. You will not need to force it. Heaven will do it. Your only role is to stay attentive so that when the moment arrives, you do not misinterpret it as coincidence. This rare door is not just opening to reveal truth. It is opening to release you from what has been limiting your progress. Stay with this message. You are approaching the moment where heaven's clarity becomes undeniable. What comes next will speak so directly to your situation that it may feel as though the words were designed only for you. Before you move forward, pause for one moment and let your spirit absorb the weight of this. You are standing inside a divine turning point, and the next revelation will open the next layer. Before you scroll away, hold steady. What unfolds next will reveal what has been concealed in your atmosphere. Type ISE clearly in the comments if this resonates with your spirit. Blessing code 311 is activated. Like, share, comment, hype this message, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss what heaven releases for you. Precious one, there is a deeper stirring in the spiritual atmosphere around you today, and Archangel Michael is guiding your steps with an intensity that has grown stronger since you entered this message. The rare door that heaven opened for you is now widening, and with that widening comes a level of spiritual insight that many people never reach simply because they don't recognize the gentle tug that precedes revelation. You, however, have felt the tug for days, maybe even weeks, without knowing how to name it. It showed up as sudden intuition, unexpected clarity, or the subtle pull towards stillness at strange moments. These sensations are the earliest signs that heaven is shifting layers around your life. Michael wants you to understand that what you are stepping into now is not simply awareness. It is spiritual activation. You are being pulled into a dimension of discernment that is designed to unmask something that has been hiding in plain sight. Not something frightening, but something influential. Something that has quietly shaped your emotions, decisions, or expectations without you realizing the extent of its effect. Heaven only opens a red door when revelation is necessary. Michael is emphasizing that this revelation is meant to secure your path forward, so you do not repeat cycles that once held you captive. There is something in your environment, or perhaps within your inner world, that must be illuminated before your next breakthrough can manifest. Heaven does not want you stepping into your next season with shadows attached to your steps. Michael is showing me an image of you standing in front of a mirror, but not your natural reflection. This mirror reveals layers, the surface, the hidden, and the spiritual. You have done the work on the surface. You have pushed forward, healed, tried to understand, forgiven, and tried again. But the hidden layer is where heaven is working now. This is the layer that carries old patterns, lingering attachments, and internal echoes of things you thought you had already outgrown. These echoes are not failures, they are clues. They show heaven exactly where to aim its healing. And now, with this rare door open, the healing is not coming slowly, it is coming with clarity. Michael says that clarity is going to expose the truth about a situation you have been wrestling with quietly. It may be a person whose intentions have been masked. It may be an opportunity that looked promising on the surface, but carried hidden complications. It may be a decision that seemed simple, but carried spiritual weight. Or it may be an emotion that has stayed too long, holding space in your heart that belongs to peace and direction. Whatever it is, heaven is about to lift the veil. And when it lifts, the fog that has clouded your inner world will dissolve. There is also a shift happening around your relationships. Not just romantic ones, but friendships, family ties, connections, and even casual interactions. Michael is adjusting the spiritual frequency around you. People who operate on a lower frequency may feel distant or disconnected from you lately, not because something is wrong, but because you are ascending. When your spirit ascends, anything that refuses to grow will naturally loosen its grip. This is not loss, it is alignment. Heaven does not subtract anything from your life without preparing a divine addition. You may feel moments of loneliness or emotional drifting, but these are signs of purification. Heaven is removing noise so you can hear truth without interference. Michael also says that you have been sensing an emotional heaviness at certain times of the day. You might have felt unusually tired, mentally quiet, or suddenly reflective. These are not random moments. They are spiritual pauses, heaven's way of slowing your outer world so your inner world can receive. You are in a transition season where silence is not emptiness. Silence is instruction. Every pause you've experienced recently has carried a message, even if it felt like stillness. Heaven teaches differently when a red door is open. Instead of pushing revelation upon you, it creates the environment where you can finally notice what was always there. Heaven is also preparing to reveal something through an unexpected route. It may come through a conversation, a dream, a sudden realization, or a simple sentence spoken at the perfect moment. This revelation will not feel random. It will feel like a missing puzzle piece sliding perfectly into place. And when it does, you will understand why heaven opened this door now and not earlier. Timing matters. Some truths can only be revealed when your spirit is mature enough not to fear them or misinterpret them. You are ready now. That readiness is why the door has opened. Michael is guiding you to trust your inner responses. If something feels uneasy, pay attention. If something feels peaceful, honor it. If something feels heavy, question it. Heaven is teaching you to recognize the language of your own spirit. This is one of the greatest gifts that comes through a rare door, the ability to hear God internally without needing external confirmation. Your spirit knows more than your mind gives it credit for, and the coming days will prove that to you. As you move forward, hold on to this truth. Heaven does not reveal to overwhelm you. It reveals to free you. And freedom will always feel like breath entering a space that used to feel tight. Something in you is expanding right now. Something in your spirit is waking up. This awakening will shape everything that comes next. Before you move on, stay with this moment. The next revelation will shift your understanding even deeper, and you will want to witness it fully. Hold on, because what comes next will bring understanding you didn't know you needed until now. Type "I am ready" in the comments if your spirit feels this unfolding. Blessing code 552 is now released. Beloved one, the atmosphere around you is thickening with spiritual movement, and Archangel Michael is drawing even nearer as this message continues. The rare door that heaven opened for you is no longer a distant symbol. It is now an active passage affecting the thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, the clarity rising in your inner world, and the shifts happening around you. You may not fully recognize it yet, but your spirit feels the gravity of this moment. Something sacred is unfolding. Something that was once hidden is positioning itself to come into view, and Michael is guiding you step by step so that you do not misinterpret what heaven is revealing. The unveiling is delicate, precise, and intentional, and that is why your awareness has increased these last few days. It is not anxiety. It is sensitivity. It is not confusion. It is preparation. Heaven is preparing you for truth. You have likely noticed that your thoughts drift into deeper territories without you trying. You may be doing something ordinary, yet suddenly your mind pauses, as if pulled to reflect on something significant. This is not coincidence. This is spiritual synchronization. Heaven often speaks by redirecting your focus in moments when your natural mind would normally be occupied. Those sudden pauses are invitations, not interruptions. Michael is highlighting that your spirit is being rewired right now. Old responses are fading. Old fears are dissolving. Old assumptions are losing their hold. This rewiring is essential because the next phase of your journey requires a clarity that you could not have carried in previous seasons. Michael is revealing an image of a path splitting in two directions. On one side, the path is familiar, comfortable, and easy to predict. On the other side, the path is new, unknown, and stretching your faith. This rare door is guiding you toward the second path, the one that will challenge you, expand you, and align you with your higher purpose. The earthly mind gravitates toward what is familiar, but the spirit gravitates toward what is destined. That inner pull you feel, that strange draw towards something you cannot fully define, is heaven redirecting your steps. You are being positioned for a spiritual advancement that will affect your natural life significantly. There is also a shift happening in your perception of certain people. Someone you once trusted may now feel distant. Someone you once overlooked is coming into clearer view. Someone who blends in with the crowd may suddenly stand out in your awareness. Someone whose intentions were once foggy will soon become transparent. Heaven is rearranging relationships, not out of punishment, but out of protection. Michael says that certain attachments from past seasons cannot follow you into this new one. They were necessary for your growth, but they are not suitable for your elevation. The rare door does not open unless heaven has determined that a new environment of relationships must form around you. This is why certain emotional patterns are surfacing. You may have found yourself suddenly thinking about someone from your past. You may have felt unresolved emotions rising without warning. You may have sensed old wounds reappearing, not to break you, but to show you where healing is still needed before your next step. Heaven does not send new blessings into the heart until old residue is lifted out. These resurfacing feelings are not backtracking, they are cleansing. You are not regressing. You are being refined. Michael wants you to see these emotions not as setbacks, but as signals that the rare door is accelerating the work inside you. There is also a significant revelation forming that concerns something you have been uncertain about for a long time. This uncertainty may relate to a decision you've been postponing, a direction you've been hesitant to take, or a question you've been carrying in silence. Heaven has been watching this hesitation closely. Not because you lacked faith, but because you needed the conditions around you to shift before clarity could reach you. Those conditions are shifting now. You will soon receive a moment of confirmation, so strong, so unmistakable, that you will know exactly which direction heaven is pointing you toward. It might come through someone's unexpected words. It might come through a situation unfolding in a way that removes all alternatives. It might come through an inner knowing that settles over your spirit like calm water. But it will come. And when it comes, you will understand why heaven waited until this exact moment. Michael is also guiding you through a subtle yet powerful transition in your identity. You are beginning to recognize your worth in ways you previously could not. You are beginning to walk with a confidence that does not come from ego, but from awakening. There is a part of you that once questioned everything: your value, your intuition, your role in certain situations. But that part is fading. You are stepping into a season where you will no longer shrink for the comfort of others, where you will no longer downplay your gifts to avoid misunderstanding, where you will no longer carry guilt for honoring your spiritual calling. Heaven is raising your awareness of who you are becoming. But with elevation comes responsibility. Heaven requires you to pay attention now more than ever. The next message will carry a deeper revelation, one that touches the very core of what this rare door is preparing you to walk into. You will want to absorb it fully, without distraction. Before you move forward, stay centered. Your spirit is aligning for something profound. Wait for what unfolds next. The shift is closer than you think. Type "I align with heaven" in the comments if this speaks to your spirit. Blessing code 804 is now released. Beloved spirit, there is a sacred momentum building around you, and Archangel Michael is standing even closer than before, guiding your awareness with a precision that feels almost supernatural. The rare door that heaven opened for you is now emitting a brighter spiritual glow, and although you may not see it with your eyes, your inner world has already begun responding to its pull. You may have noticed that your senses feel sharper, your emotions feel deeper, and your intuition feels louder. This is not instability. This is spiritual synchronization. When heaven opens a door like this, everything inside you begins to shift into alignment with a truth that is preparing to break through. Michael is gently positioning your spirit so that when the next layer of revelation comes, you will recognize it the moment it appears. In recent days, you may have experienced a strange mixture of peace and anticipation, almost as if something is about to happen, though you cannot describe what it is or where it is coming from. That sensation is heaven preparing your internal environment. Whenever a divine revelation approaches, your spirit senses it far before your mind understands it. The uneasiness, the heightened sensitivity, the sudden daydreams that feel unusually vivid, these are signals that your spirit is standing at the threshold of something significant. Michael wants you to trust this feeling. The rare door is opening not because you asked for change alone, but because heaven has decided that your growth, your destiny, and your protection require it. Michael is showing me an image of a sealed box. This box carries something you once buried deep inside yourself. It might be an old dream, an old wound, an unresolved question, or an unanswered prayer. You sealed it not because it was unimportant, but because you did not know how to handle its weight at the time. Heaven is getting ready to open that box. Whatever is inside is now ready to be addressed, healed, understood, or restored. The timing is no accident. The rare door and the opening of this inner box are connected. One reveals what is ahead, the other reveals what is within. Both revelations must unfold for you to step into your next season fully prepared. You may also feel a sense of emotional detox happening. Perhaps you have cried without knowing why. Perhaps you have felt moments of heaviness followed by moments of unusual peace. Perhaps memories have been resurfacing that you have not thought about for years. This is spiritual cleansing. Before heaven ushers you into a higher dimension of clarity, it must clear out the residue that has been sitting in your spirit. These emotions are not setbacks. They are signals of release. Michael says your heart is being softened so that truth can settle without resistance. The rare door cannot be walked through with a guarded heart. It requires a heart prepared to receive what heaven reveals. There is also a shifting of external circumstances happening around you. Someone may begin acting differently. Someone may reach out unexpectedly. Someone may distance themselves without explanation. You might notice sudden changes in conversations, schedules, or opportunities. These shifts are not random. They are part of the divine rearrangement happening to align your life with what is coming next. Heaven is clearing the spiritual traffic around you so that nothing interferes with your ability to recognize truth when it appears. Michael is making sure that distractions fall away so your path becomes unmistakably clear. He is also emphasizing that something you overlooked or dismissed will become important soon. A comment someone made. A dream you had. A feeling you ignored. A detail that once seemed small. Heaven is preparing to highlight it, and when it reappears, it will suddenly make sense. This moment of realization will not be subtle. It will be sharp, illuminating, and timely. You will know that it is from heaven because it will carry a peace that settles in your spirit instantly. And this realization will become a key, unlocking something you have been waiting to understand. Michael is also guiding your spirit toward a deeper level of discernment. You have been questioning yourself too often, doubting your intuition, hesitating when your spirit was already giving you the answer. This doubt is lifting. You are entering a phase where your inner knowing will become stronger than your fear. Heaven is strengthening your ability to sense truth, even when everything around you appears contradictory. This rare door is not just opening opportunities, it is awakening discernment. And discernment is what will protect you from making decisions based on emotion rather than revelation. There is a particular moment coming, a divine moment that will feel like a spotlight turning on inside your spirit. It may happen during a conversation, while you're alone, or in an ordinary moment that suddenly becomes extraordinary. You will feel a shift in your chest. A warmth, a pull, a knowing. This is the moment when heaven will reveal the next major piece of truth connected to your life. Everything you have felt leading up to this moment, restlessness, reflection, heaviness, clarity, has been preparing you for it. You will not miss it. Your spirit will recognize it instantly. Michael says to remain steady. Do not rush. Do not overthink. Do not retreat into old fears. Heaven is guiding you with intention, and the next message will take you deeper into the unfolding revelation, one that will explain why this rare door opens specifically for you at this time. Before you move forward, breathe. Let your spirit settle into this moment. What comes next is vital. Hold still for what is about to unfold. Your spirit is ready. Type "I hear the shift" in the comments if this connects to your spirit. Blessing code 933 is now released. Beloved soul, there is a profound trembling in the spiritual realm. As this moment unfolds around you, and Archangel Michael is now standing with an authority that signals you are approaching a pivotal revelation. The rare door that heaven opened for you is no longer just an invitation. It has become a spiritual transition point. The closer you move toward it, the more heightened your awareness becomes. You may have noticed your dreams shifting, your thoughts deepening, and your emotions becoming more reflective. These are not random fluctuations. They are signs that heaven is adjusting the frequency of your spirit so that you can receive what is coming without missing a single nuance. Michael is preparing you for clarity that will touch the very core of your understanding. You may have felt recently that certain things around you no longer resonate the way they once did. People you once felt connected to may now feel distant. Situations you once tolerated have become uncomfortable. Conversations that once entertained you now feel empty. This is not disconnection. This is elevation. When heaven opens a rare door, your spirit naturally rises, and anything not aligned with your higher calling begins to fall away. Michael is urging you not to cling to what heaven is dissolving. The removal is not rejection, it is redirection. The rare door demands space, and heaven is making room for the truth that is about to enter your life. Michael is showing me an image of a lantern lighting a dark path. The light is small, but the path ahead is long. You are not meant to see everything yet. You are meant to follow the glow. Heaven reveals truth in fragments so that your spirit has time to adjust. If everything were revealed at once, the weight of it would overwhelm you. This slow unfolding is protection. It is pacing. It is divine timing shaping your steps. And right now, the light is growing brighter, meaning a new layer of revelation is forming, preparing to meet you at your next spiritual breath. There is also a shift happening inside your discernment. In recent days, you may have had sudden moments where you sensed something was either right or wrong without being able to explain why. These flashes of intuition are not imagination. They are communication. Heaven is fine-tuning your spiritual senses. Michael is training your spirit to recognize truth by feeling before understanding. This is a higher level of discernment reserved for those stepping into deeper spiritual territory. You are not just being prepared to see truth. You are being prepared to sense it before it arrives. You may also have experienced tension in your inner world. Moments of frustration without a clear cause. Moments of tiredness that felt unusual. Moments where your mind felt crowded even if nothing was happening externally. These are signs of spiritual friction. When heaven is close to delivering a revelation, the unseen realm often stirs. Old energy tries to cling. Old fears attempt to whisper. Old distractions try to resurface. Not because they are powerful, but because they are being pushed out. Michael says your spirit is outgrowing environments and patterns that were too small for your next season. This tension is simply the breaking of spiritual residue. Michael is also revealing that someone in your life has been occupying emotional or mental space that is no longer aligned with your path. This does not necessarily mean conflict. It means clarity. Heaven is preparing to show you the true intent of this person, not to harm you, but to guide you. You may see their actions differently. You may hear their words differently. You may sense their energy differently. This shift will not be subtle. It will be unmistakable. And once you see it, you will never unsee it. The rare door opens not just to show you possibility, but to show you truth. Truth about people. Truth about situations. Truth about yourself. Heaven is also aligning blessings behind the scenes. Something meant for you has been delayed, not denied, not lost, only delayed. That delay was protection. Heaven needed to strengthen you before it arrived. Now that your spirit is maturing, your discernment is sharpening, and your awareness is rising, the delay is lifting. What is meant for you will begin moving toward you with greater speed. Michael says to prepare your heart. What once felt distant is coming near. You may even begin noticing small confirmations throughout your day. A phrase someone says. A moment of silence that feels charged. A repetition of numbers. A dream that feels unusually meaningful. These are gentle taps from heaven, reminding you that you are walking in sync with divine timing. The rare door is opening wider because you have remained attentive. Many never reach this stage because they stopped paying attention. But you did not. And because of that, revelation is drawing closer. Michael wants you to know that the next shift in this journey will not be emotional. It will be atmospheric. You will feel it before you understand it. A sudden calm. A sudden clarity. A sudden awareness of something that once confused you. Heaven will reveal truth in a way that feels like everything suddenly makes sense. And when it happens, it will feel like the rare door has turned into a window, allowing you to see into your next season clearly. Before you move to the next message, stay anchored. The veil is thinning. The revelation is nearing. What unfolds next will connect several threads you have been carrying in your mind and show you a bigger picture you were never able to see before. Hold steady. What comes next will illuminate the purpose behind all the shifts you have been experiencing. Type "I stand in light" in the comments if this resonates deeply. Blessing code 1001 is now released. Beloved heart, there is a divine pressure surrounding your spirit right now. Not the kind that crushes, but the kind that shapes, forms, and reveals. Archangel Michael is standing in full authority beside you as this moment intensifies, and the rare door that heaven opened for you has now expanded into a spiritual passageway that very few people ever recognize while it is happening. You are walking through something sacred. Even if you cannot fully understand it yet, your spirit knows it. That tug in your chest, that inner pull toward reflection, that sudden emotional sensitivity, those waves of intuition, these are all signs that heaven is moving you into a higher dimension of spiritual awareness. Michael is guiding you deeper, and the path ahead is illuminated in ways you are only beginning to perceive. In recent days, your inner world has likely felt different. Not chaotic, but active. Not overwhelmed, but stirred. You may have had moments where your emotions rose without warning, or where your mind went quiet as if someone paused the noise around you. These moments are not random. They are heaven recalibrating you. When a rare door opens, heaven begins adjusting the internal systems of your spirit so that you can recognize divine communication without interference. You may feel as if your perception is sharper, your senses more alert, and your thoughts more intentional. This is because Michael is clearing the spiritual fog that once surrounded you. He is helping you see with clarity that will soon feel like stepping into clean air after standing in a smoky room for too long. There is a revelation forming around your relationships and the people connected to your story. Someone near you has been carrying an energy that does not align with your calling. Their presence may have felt confusing, comforting, draining, or unpredictable, and heaven is preparing to reveal the truth behind their role in your life. This revelation will not be cruel, it will be clarifying. You will begin to notice shifts in how you see this person. You may observe inconsistencies in their words, sudden changes in their behavior, or a growing discomfort in their presence. These shifts are heaven's way of revealing what has been hidden behind emotional filters. Michael wants you to be prepared for this unveiling, because once the truth comes into the light, your spirit will immediately understand what heaven has been showing you behind the scenes. But it is not only people that are being revealed. It is also patterns. Old cycles you once repeated without noticing. Emotional habits that resurfaced when you were vulnerable. Thoughts that replayed like echoes from a past version of yourself. Heaven is breaking these cycles. This is why you have recently felt bursts of introspection, as if your spirit is scanning through memories, decisions, and old emotional attachments. It is not punishment. It is preparation. Heaven is cleansing your inner landscape so that when the next clarity arrives, nothing will distort it. Michael is overseeing this process with fierce precision. He does not allow truth to be revealed until your heart is ready to receive it without fear or confusion. You may have also noticed divine timing aligning around you. Delays that once frustrated you now make sense. Events that felt random now appear purposeful. Encounters that seemed insignificant now feel like threads connecting into a larger picture. Heaven wastes nothing. Every moment, every pause, every detour, every silence is being woven into this rare door experience. You may sense that something is getting closer, a breakthrough, an answer, a shift, a revelation, and your spirit is correct. Heaven is positioning you for a moment that will tie together several loose ends in your life. Michael is preparing you to receive a truth that has been waiting for divine timing to mature. There is also an upgrade happening inside your intuition. You may feel more aware of energies around you. You may feel more sensitive to someone's words or tone. You may feel drawn to places of silence or reflection. This is not emotional fragility. It is spiritual attunement. Heaven is strengthening your inner senses so that you can walk with discernment instead of confusion. This red door is teaching you to recognize truth before it fully unfolds. It is teaching you to trust what your spirit feels even when your mind cannot explain it yet. This is a higher level of spiritual authority, and Michael is guiding you into it with patience and divine strategy. Heaven is also preparing to reveal a moment of clarity that will change the way you view your next season. This clarity will not come through chaos or conflict. It will come through alignment. You will notice it because it will feel like the final piece clicking into place after a long season of searching. It will feel like understanding rising naturally within you. Something that once confused you will suddenly make sense. A path that once felt blocked will open. A decision that once felt impossible will become clear. And when this happens, you will know without hesitation that heaven orchestrated it. As you prepare for what is coming, remain anchored. The spiritual energy around you is shifting rapidly, and the next revelation will require your full attention. Your spirit is being positioned for another wave of truth, and you will want to be fully present to receive it. Wait for what unfolds next. You are stepping deeper into divine revelation. Type "I receive all truth" in the comments if this resonates with your spirit. Blessing code 1202 is now released. Like, share, comment, hype this message, and subscribe to stay connected to every word heaven sends to you through this space. Beloved one, the atmosphere around your spirit is shifting yet again, and Archangel Michael is stepping forward with a calmness that carries unmistakable divine weight. The rare door that heaven opened for you has now become not just a spiritual invitation, but a living current of revelation flowing through your days, your emotions, your thoughts, and even the subtle moments you normally overlook. Something deep, quiet, and powerful is moving toward you. Whether you realize it or not, Your spirit has already begun preparing for what comes next. There is a sense of inner alertness, as though some part of you is listening, even when your mind is distracted. That quiet listening is not ordinary. It is evidence that heaven is communicating beneath the surface. Michael is revealing that you have entered a stage of heightened awareness. You may have noticed that you are paying attention to things you once ignored. The tone of someone's voice, the timing of certain events, the energy you feel when someone enters or leaves your space, the sudden drop or lift in your emotions. These shifts are not mood swings. They are signals. Heaven is expanding your spiritual senses so that when truth arrives, it does not surprise you. It confirms you. This rare door requires that you see with clarity, not assumption. That you discern with spirit, not emotion. And that you move with confidence, not hesitation. There is something significant happening in the realm of timing. For a long season, you may have felt stuck, delayed, paused, or waiting for a moment that never seemed to come. Yet now, without warning, everything feels as if it is inching into motion. You can feel movement, even if you cannot see results. This shift is not illusion. Heaven often moves atmospherically before it moves physically. You feel the wind before you see the leaves move. In the same way, you are feeling the spiritual wind of change before the visible breakthrough happens. Michael wants you to know that your spirit is responding to what your natural life has not yet caught up to. The rare door has opened your timeline, and things that were difficult to reach will now begin coming toward you. This is also a season of exposure, not to embarrass you, but to protect you. Someone connected to your life is revealing themselves in subtle ways. Pay attention to inconsistencies, to sudden shifts, to emotional distance, or even sudden affection that feels unusual. Something about this person is aligning with heaven's revelation. You are not meant to judge them, but you are meant to discern them. Not everyone can follow you through this door. Not everyone is equipped for the level of spiritual truth that is about to unfold in your life. Michael is guiding you gently, reminding you that revelation is never meant to isolate you. It is meant to free you from misplaced trust. You may also feel as though memories are resurfacing that you haven't touched in a long time. Old conversations, old regrets, old seasons of your life that you thought were behind you. These memories are not returning to torment you. They are returning to release you. Heaven is removing emotional residue so that your heart is clear enough to receive the next instruction. Some memories are being reinterpreted. Some wounds are being rehealed. Some emotions are being extracted. This cleansing is necessary because the truth Heaven is preparing to reveal requires a heart free from old assumptions. Michael is also showing me that there is something you have been sensing but have not said out loud. Something in your spirit has been whispering to you. An instinct, a red flag, a feeling, a sense that something is shifting beneath the surface of your life. You have been unsure whether to trust it. But heaven is confirming that this inner whisper is not fear. It is revelation. What you feel is real. What you sense is accurate. The spiritual realm often speaks before the natural realm shows evidence. And you, beloved, are sensitive enough to feel the first waves of what heaven is preparing to disclose. This rare door is also awakening your authority. You may feel stronger in your decisions, clearer in your boundaries, and firmer in your expectations. This is not you becoming harsh, it is you becoming aligned. When your spirit rises, your tolerance lowers. You stop entertaining what weakens you. You stop apologizing for your spiritual growth. You stop indulging situations that keep you small. Michael is guiding you into spiritual adulthood. This door has demanded that you step into a different version of yourself. One that sees, understands, and acts from a place of divine strength. There is a moment approaching that will feel like everything stops for 1 second. A pause. A stillness. A sudden clarity. A moment where you know something instantly, deeply, and without hesitation. Heaven will deposit truth directly into your awareness. You will not need confirmation. You will not need explanation. You will just know. And that knowing will shift how you move forward from that moment on. This will be the turning point that takes everything you have felt, questioned, processed, and anticipated, and brings it into full clarity. Before you move into the next message, remain attuned. Stay aware of your spirit. Stay aware of the little shifts around you. Heaven is preparing to connect every thread you've been holding. What comes next will be a deeper alignment, something that opens your eyes to a dimension of truth you are finally ready to receive. Hold your posture. The revelation is drawing closer. Type "I feel the reveal" if your spirit recognizes this moment. Blessing code 1777 is released. Beloved spirit, there is a new depth in the atmosphere surrounding you. And Archangel Michael is closer now than at any other point in this journey. His presence carries a weight that signals you are approaching a profound unveiling, one that ties together everything you have felt, questioned, sensed, and wrestled with in silence. The rare door that heaven opened has shifted again. It is no longer just a portal of revelation. It has become a threshold of transformation. Your spirit stands in a place where few ever arrive, because few ever stay attentive long enough to recognize what heaven is doing behind the scenes. But you have remained open, listening, willing, and spiritually aware, and because of that, you are being ushered into deeper truth. You may have noticed that your discernment has become more refined in the past days. You can sense someone's intentions with greater clarity. You can feel the difference between peace and confusion more quickly. You are starting to understand the energy behind people's actions rather than just their words. This is not paranoia. This is elevation. Heaven sharpens discernment when revelation is near. Michael is showing you that your inner knowing is being strengthened, because what is coming next must be recognized, not guess. You are entering a phase where your intuition will become your most trusted guide, not because you are unsure, but because heaven is training you to hear without needing external validation. There is also a shift happening inside your emotional landscape. You may have found yourself feeling more reflective, more observant, or even more protective of your peace. That is the sign of a spirit that is awakening to deeper truth. You have outgrown the emotional noise that once distracted you. You no longer have the same tolerance for confusion, inconsistency, or emotional instability, either within yourself or from others. Michael is guiding you to honor this new standard. The rare door requires emotional maturity, and heaven has been shaping that maturity in you quietly. Moments that once overwhelmed now feel easier to navigate. Situations that once held power over your emotions no longer pull you off balance. This is spiritual growth revealing itself. Heaven is also bringing a revelation connected to timing. For a long period, you may have felt that your life was moving slowly, as if everything you tried to pursue took longer than it should have. You may have questioned whether you were missing something or whether heaven was delaying you. Michael is revealing that the timing had to align with spiritual preparation. Your preparation. You could not enter this phase until certain inner wounds healed, certain attachments were loosened, and certain illusions were broken. You are now stepping into the timing that was always meant for you. And because of this shift, things that once felt delayed will begin aligning naturally. There is someone in your life whose behavior is about to reveal something important. This revelation will come through subtle clues, not dramatic events. You will begin to notice inconsistencies, unusual reactions, or an energy shift when you communicate with them. This does not necessarily mean betrayal or danger. It means clarity. Heaven wants you to know the truth about this connection, so that you can make decisions rooted in discernment, not emotion. Michael is preparing your heart to receive this understanding without fear. Once this truth becomes clear, your perspective will shift, and what once felt confusing will make sense. You may also be noticing that your dreams have become more vivid, symbolic, or emotionally charged. Dreams are one of the ways heaven communicates when the spirit is open. Pay attention. Certain themes, symbols, or people may be appearing because heaven is showing you what is aligning, what is being released, and what is being revealed. These dreams are not random. They are messages translated into imagery so that your spirit can grasp what your mind might overlook. If you wake from a dream with a feeling that lingers, that feeling is the message. Michael is also revealing that your environment is being spiritually rearranged. People may be drifting away. New individuals may be appearing. Opportunities that once seemed stable may shift, and unexpected ones may emerge. This is heaven restructuring your surroundings to match your next season. You cannot carry old environments into new revelations. Some connections cannot travel through this door with you. Some habits cannot survive the transformation you are undergoing. Some mindsets cannot remain if you are to walk into what heaven is revealing. This is pruning, not punishment. Heaven prunes what no longer aligns so the truth can stand unfiltered. There is a divine moment approaching where clarity will come suddenly. It may happen while you are resting, walking, thinking, or engaging in something simple. It will feel like a sudden drop of understanding in your spirit, a moment where everything aligns. The confusion lifts. The uncertainty settles. The silence speaks. This moment will be unmistakable because it will come with a peace that bypasses logic. That peace is the mark of heaven. That peace is the signal that the rare door has revealed another layer of truth. This revelation will shape how you move forward. It will reshape your expectations, your relationships, your decisions, and your inner posture. Heaven is not just revealing information, it is revealing direction. And once you receive it, you will not return to old patterns. You will not question what you already know. You will not shrink to your past self. The rare door is reshaping your future even now. Before you step into the next message, remain attentive. Something is stirring in the unseen realm. Your spirit feels it. Your intuition senses it. Heaven is preparing to speak again, and the next wave of revelation will go deeper than anything revealed so far. Stay present. What comes next will open the next chamber of truth. Type "I am awake in spirit" if this is stirring your soul. Blessing code 8233 is now released. Beloved soul, there is a profound intensity rising in the spiritual atmosphere around you, and Archangel Michael is now standing with a commanding presence that signals you are on the edge of a life-altering revelation. The rare door that heaven opened for you has expanded into a powerful spiritual corridor, and as you walk deeper into it, the air becomes charged with meaning, significance, and truth. Every shift you have felt, every whisper of intuition, every sudden emotional nudge has been guiding you to this very point. Your spirit is standing at the threshold of understanding something you were never meant to overlook. Michael is preparing you to see what others around you may never notice, not because they are unworthy, but because they were not spiritually positioned to perceive what your eyes are now ready to witness. You may have noticed that the last few days have carried a stronger spiritual pull. You may have felt moments where your chest felt heavy with anticipation, moments where silence felt strangely purposeful, moments where you felt watched over in ways that brought unusual comfort. These are indicators of divine proximity. When heaven prepares to open a deeper layer of truth, your spirit becomes more alert, more receptive, more sensitive to the movements in the unseen realm. Michael is making sure your awareness is not dull, but sharpened, so you do not miss what is being released. The rare door is not simply showing you a revelation, it is ushering you into a new spiritual identity. There is something emerging in the realm of clarity concerning your past. You may have questioned why certain events happened the way they did, why certain people entered your life only to exit suddenly, why certain blessings seemed to come close, but then slipped away, why certain seasons felt stagnant while others moved too quickly. Heaven is preparing to answer those questions in a way that brings peace rather than confusion. Michael wants you to understand that divine timing has been orchestrating your path all along. You were never abandoned. You were never overlooked. Every moment of waiting was preparation. Every moment of struggle was refinement. And now, the pieces of your past that once felt disconnected are aligning into a picture that will help you understand the purpose behind your journey. You may also have sensed changes in the emotional atmosphere around certain people in your life. Someone whose intentions once felt warm may now feel unclear. Someone whose presence once brought peace may now bring tension. Someone who once seemed distant may suddenly draw closer. These shifts are not accidents. They are revelations in motion. Heaven is pulling back the curtain on the emotional and spiritual dynamics surrounding you. Michael is revealing that your spirit is now strong enough to discern the intentions of those connected to you. This is why you have felt the sudden urge to step back from certain interactions and the sudden desire to deepen others. The rare door is guiding your relational alignment. There is a powerful truth forming in the realm of your calling. You may have felt a stirring inside you, a sense that there is something you were created to do that extends beyond your current circumstances. This stirring is heaven awakening your purpose. The rare door is not only revealing who you must leave behind, it is also revealing who you are becoming. Michael is showing me an image of you stepping out of an old garment, a garment made of past disappointments, insecurities, and limitations, and stepping into a new one woven from clarity, authority, and spiritual maturity. This transformation is not sudden, but it is undeniable. You are being shaped into someone who walks with deeper intuition, stronger boundaries, and a greater awareness of divine direction. There is also a message forming concerning the decisions you have been hesitant to make. Heaven sees the uncertainty that has lingered in your heart. You have weighed options, questioned outcomes, and wondered which path aligns with your destiny. Michael is preparing to deliver the clarity you need. The decision you have been wrestling with will soon become undeniable. Not because circumstances force it, but because heaven will illuminate it so clearly that you cannot doubt it. The internal conflict you've carried will lift. The hesitation will break. You will step forward not in fear, but in certainty. That certainty is the sign that heaven has spoken. You may also begin noticing divine interruptions, unexpected delays, meaningful coincidences, a conversation that feels strangely timely, a message that resonates deeply. These are heaven's way of steering you without forcing you. When the rare door is active, heaven alters the flow of your days to keep you aligned. Nothing happening right now is random. Every detail is woven into the revelation approaching you. Michael is showing me that there is something in your near future that will require courage. Not the kind of courage that fights battles, but the courage that embraces truth. Truth about who you are. Truth about what you deserve. Truth about what must be released. Truth about what must be pursued. This truth will not overwhelm you. It will liberate you. It will feel like a sudden exhale after holding your breath for far too long. And once you embrace it, you will feel your spirit rise in ways you have never experienced before. The rare door is also awakening your spiritual sensitivity to a higher level. You may begin to sense things before they happen, feel emotions that are not your own, or recognize patterns that others overlook. This sensitivity is not a burden. It is a spiritual tool. Michael is preparing you for a deeper assignment, one that requires you to walk in awareness, not confusion. You are being positioned as someone who sees beyond the surface, who understands what others miss, and who carries insight that can shift situations and protect your own path. Before you step into the next message, anchor your spirit. The revelation coming next will pierce through layers you did not know still lingered. It will illuminate something you have needed to see, but were not ready to confront until now. You are closer than you realize. Stay attentive. The next unveiling will change the direction of your inner world. Type "I prepare for truth" if your spirit is aligned with this moment. Blessing code 4114 is now released. Beloved heart, the air around you is trembling with divine intensity as Archangel Michael steps into full authority on your behalf. You have walked through each layer of this rare door with patience, openness, and a spirit that refused to turn away, even when the truth grew heavy. Now you are standing at the deepest point of this revelation, where heaven gathers every whisper, every nudge, every shift, and brings it into a single moment of clarity. This is not just another message. This is the culmination of everything heaven has been preparing you to see. Michael's presence is fierce, steady, and protective, and he is guarding this moment because what you are about to understand will shape the direction of your life in a way you will feel immediately. There has been something circling your life for a long time, something you sensed but could never fully grasp. It has appeared in the form of repeated emotions, patterns, relationships, hesitations, and spiritual pulls. Each time you felt close to understanding it, something distracted you. Each time clarity approached, a wave of confusion emerged. That is because heaven was waiting for this exact window, the spiritually open moment when your heart, mind, and spirit were aligned enough to receive the truth without drowning in fear or misinterpretation. And now, Michael says, you are finally ready. You have felt the presence of shifts, not just around you, but within you. Your spirit has been awakening layer by layer. You have become more aware, more sensitive, more intuitive, and more discerning. Heaven has been developing these qualities deliberately. You are not being emotional. You were being elevated. The uneasiness you felt was not instability. It was spiritual pressure building so revelation could finally break through. The sudden quiet moments, the waves of reflection, the heightened dreams, the unexpected instincts, these were all heaven preparing the soil of your inner world. There is a revelation forming that concerns direction, your direction. For too long you have moved in cycles of hesitation, stopping and starting, doubting your intuition, questioning your worth, and waiting for clearer signs. But the rare door was not opened for you to stand still. It was opened so you could step into alignment with the divine path that has been waiting for you to claim it. Michael says the season of circling is ending. The season of clarity is beginning. You will soon know exactly what to pursue, what to release, what to protect, and what to walk away from. This knowing will settle in your spirit like a drop of sacred certainty. You have also been sensing shifts around people connected to your life. Someone's intentions, once hidden, are about to become visible. You may notice a strange distance in someone who once seemed close, or an unusual closeness from someone who once seemed distant. Neither movement is accidental. Heaven is rearranging relational energy so that the truth becomes undeniable. Michael says that you will see someone's heart clearly soon, not through their words, but through their actions, their pauses, and the silence between their decisions. You will not need to guess anymore. You will not need to wrestle with confusion. The truth will stand on its own. Heaven is also preparing to release you from emotional residue you did not realize was still affecting you. Memories you once avoided are rising not to haunt you, but to heal you. Old disappointments are being brought into the light so they can no longer follow you into your next chapter. You have outgrown pain that once controlled you. You have outgrown patterns that once strained you. You have outgrown fears that once stopped you. Michael is cutting spiritual cords behind the scenes, releasing you from invisible ties that would have held you back from the future heaven has written for you. There is something powerful awakening in your identity. You are no longer the version of yourself who doubted, who apologized for being intuitive, who silenced their spirit to avoid conflict, or who pretended not to sense what was spiritually obvious. This rare door has awakened your authority. It has sharpened your ability to sense the unseen. It has matured your discernment. It has strengthened your spiritual backbone. You will not walk into your next season timidly. You will walk into it aligned, awakened, and spiritually grounded. Michael reveals that a divine confirmation is approaching, a moment that will feel like heaven placing its hand directly upon your heart. It will arrive suddenly, but not violently. It will feel like clarity settling into your bones. It may come through a dream, an unexpected conversation, a powerful inner knowing, or a situation that unfolds in perfect timing. When it comes, everything that once felt confusing will align instantly. You will understand what the rare door prepared you for. You will recognize why heaven waited. You will see why you had to be strengthened before stepping into this knowledge. And when you receive this confirmation, you will feel heaven's peace like a warm wave washing over you. A peace that removes your doubts. A peace that affirms your intuition. A peace that makes you feel seen, guided, and held. A peace that confirms Michael has been walking with you through every layer of this journey. Before we close this chapter, pause and let your spirit absorb the weight of this moment. You have reached the end of the rare door's unveiling, but you are standing at the beginning of a new spiritual chapter in your life. What comes next will require your awareness, your intuition, your trust, and your courage. But you will not walk alone. Michael is beside you, illuminating every step with divine clarity. Stay close now. Your revelation is near. Type "I walk through" if your spirit accepts this truth. Blessing code 5511 is now activated. Like, share, comment, hype this message, and subscribe so that heaven's voice continues to guide you through every unfolding moment.